Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we have got a 10 times event coming this weekend where most people will be pulling shards because it comes in line with the summon rush for the fragment collector. And I've got to say, they've thrown in great champions. Like, fair play. Like, normally Plarium, they could pull off the kind of, well, people are going to pull shards anyway, so we'll put some pretty damn horrendous champions in the mix. I would say good effort. We've got some really good stuff that we could go after here, especially on free-to-play where I'm going to be pulling some shards. There's some really good champions in the mix. Let's go through it. Let's see who we've got. First one in the mix. They're all kind of like arena crazy champions is what I class them as. Maybe with the exception of one or two, but it's basically an arena crazy nuka session. And interestingly, I've just recorded a video which will go out next week for arena nukas, and like near enough all of these are in that video, like as the top ones. So anyway, let's do it. First epic in the mix is Zardala. Still a decent champion, like one of the best drop defense champions in the game that's going to hit hard. Yeah, so probably outscaled since there's a whole ton of different decreased defense champions out there now, but still good. Got this A3, which is a triple hit. A decent chance of putting decreased defense out there because it's 50%, books up to 75, and it's a triple hit. It's not a bad chance of getting drop defense out there. It hits hard. The cool thing about her kit is the A2, where if she kills somebody, she instantly activates the A3 again. So she could go A3 into A2, kill someone, activate the A3 again instantly. So it's like doing 4 hits at the same time and basically start nuking people down. And this books to a 2-turn. So all the while you're waiting for the A3, doesn't matter because the A2 is taking people down and shredding the waves. It's really cool. You can actually get some fast speed running going with her if you get this going right. A1's got weaken as well, which is decent. 50% chance to land it. But yeah, Zardala's kit is good. Like, she's still a good epic. She's just probably a little bit outscaled by some better kits out there nowadays. Second epic in the mix is kind of back full on in the meta. Royal Guard, King of the Nukes. I would love to get this champion on the free-to-play at the weekend. I would love it. He's got an enemy max HP skill on an AoE. Basically means that the further you get through the game, the harder this hits because the higher enemy max HP champions that you face. It's top tier for Hydra, awesome for Spider, top tier for Endgame Fire Knight, top tier for Dark Fae. Like, he's just really, really strong. He's got an A1 with a drop defense as well, and then he's got a drop turn meter and decreased speed A3. So this becomes really strong in Hydra, really. You've got a chance to just, it's a 4-hit at random, so it could hit any head, but it's got a chance of putting decreased speed all over the place. And the drop turn meter is also good for a lot of boss fights. So yeah, the A3 is actually much better than people give it credit for. Increased attack in dungeons is okay. Base stats, honestly, are not that good. Low speed, low defense, low HP, but he does hit like an absolute cannon if you can keep him alive. Let's get on to the next one. Probably the worst of the bunch for me. Still okay, but worst of the bunch. Gala Long Braids. Okay in the arena as like a damage dealer. But everything's single target. And kind of in need of more, really. Her kit needs a bit of an update. Very low base defense, so she's pretty easy to kill. But anyway, we've got a double hitter A1, which can ignore defense. So it can hit pretty hard for an A1. Also puts a shield on her. The shield is based on the amount of damage that she does. So higher damage, better shield. I like the idea of the mechanics. It's like, I don't have much defense, but the more times I hit, the more survivability I give myself. So build me for damage, and I'll kind of shield myself from the rest. Pretty cool. I guess I've not tried this, but I guess this is actually just a built-in anti-Scarab boss A1 as well, just because of the shield. She's then got an A2, so it ignores 50% of the target's defense when attacking under shield. So she gives herself the shield, and then she ignores defense when she's got a shield. And she also heals for 50% of the damage that she does with this. So again, there's kind of inbuilt survivability. I like the idea of the kit. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to any surplus heal. So if it's just eating away her shield rather than actually eating away her health, she will just gain surplus shield, so more shieldage. And then the A3 here is a triple hit, each hit ignoring defense again. gets an extra turn if she's got full HP after using. I actually really like her kit. Her kit's very clever. I don't know. Maybe she's better than I give her credit for. I just feel like without one AoE in the mix, it feels a bit lackluster. But the kit is very well thought out. All right, let's get on to the Void champion then for this group. And it is Genbo the Dishonored. Really, really cool champion. Great arena nuker. Mainly an arena champion, to be honest. But we've got here an A1 double hitter. Each hit will steal any increased attack buff. And we do get a lot of enemies that will have an increased attack buff in the arena. Cannot be resisted. So he's just straight up going to grab it without accuracy. He's going to steal it. The A2, AoE, 100% chance of decreasing the duration of all buffs by a turn. So if you're up against an unkillable champion or someone in swift parry, just basically cleans that off. This effect cannot be resisted if it's a crit. And obviously you're only building for crit because he's your damage dealer. So basically anyone in swift parry, even if they've got a million resistance, doesn't matter. He will come in, clean it off without any accuracy, and then do the do. And then his A3 here gives himself buffs. So increases crit rate and crit damage, then gets another turn. Then you do the big AoE, clean off the unkillables, and basically kill everyone. It's really cool. His kit is very interesting. He only needs 70% crit rate to do his damage, which is nice as well. He's immune to decreased attack and will ignore unkillable buffs when attacking under increased attack. So if you give him increased attack straight away, he's going to ignore the unkillables anyway. Speed in arena is cool as well. Good base stats-ish. Bit squishy, but yeah, Genbo is a cool champion. Really fun champ. Okay, let's get on to the legendaries then. So we have got one of the OGs, the Mountain King, often used in an arena defense because he's so damn tanky and he hits hard. He's got the highest base HP in the game, and all of his damage is based off of HP. It also scales from attack, so you can actually get extra damage out of him from building a good amount of attack up, especially when his passive increases his attack by 50% when he kills someone. So you can get up to 100% more attack as he's killing dudes. That's pretty crazy. Like if you give him a nice little tickle on attack whilst making him tanky, then he's hard to kill and he one-shots pretty much anyone. A1 attacks one enemy. That's it. A2 attacks one enemy. Will ignore 50% defense though, and the A3 attacks one enemy and ignores shield and block damage. This dude, he hits hard. He can kill anyone with the one shot, especially on the A2. But again, a little bit outside of the meta because he just doesn't bring anything else. Hard hits though, it's fun. He's a fun champion to play with. Right, next one up is top tier, one of the best arena champs in the game. Probably the best offensive arena defense champion in the game. The person who's going to win from your defense is a Candy. So Candy's got the hardest hitting or second hardest hitting A1 in the game if he hits twice, and he hit twice if enemies have got buffs. He should one-shot people with a buff with this A1. The A2 is an AoE and it hits hard. The A3 generally people turn off, but it's self-buffing, fail, attack, speed, and crit damage. They're all good buffs, but you actually just want him A1 in if he's not doing his AoE. So kind of turn that off because you just want him to try and nuke people with the A1. Now, he does have one of the best passives in the game. So basically, he gets a damage increase by 40% and a damage decrease against him by 40% whenever he's under a veil or perfect veil. Another cool thing here, so whenever he takes damage whilst he's under this veil, he gets a 15% turn meter fill. So he's actually pushing towards having his turn whenever he takes a hit. And because he's taking 40% less damage, like he can take a hit. Also, he gets the perfect veil basically whenever a champion on the enemy team has a turn meter fill. So most arena teams have got turn meter fill into something else, yeah? That's the start, turn meter fill. So pretty much he is like the anti-Arbiter, anti-Gordorab, whatever. Any champion that's doing the turn meter fill in, he is getting the veil, which gives him all of these mechanics. So it's like the enemy is giving him his buff. And the perfect veil cannot be removed. So you cannot just have like a Cerise come in and strip it off. Doesn't work. So it's really, really good. The mechanics are so good on this skill set. So this champion's in the mix. We're going to see a lot of Hefferax coming out this weekend. On the times 10, we know that times 10 doesn't mean guaranteed or that type of stuff, but it means you've got a better chance I think a lot of people are going to be pulling shards to try and get this dude, especially those that dabble in the arena. He hits harder than anyone else, but it's a bit more difficult to activate. Let's be honest. So his A1 gets an extra hit if there's a crit. This hits hard. Not as hard as Candy, but it hits hard. His A2 is the big one. AoE ability. He gets an extra hit if he drops someone below half health with the first hit and ignores defense. So as for 99.9% of players that play the game, he's going to be your best arena nuker with this skill. Okay? For the 0.01% who play at Plat, this might not quite do the job because you have to half hit before you get the second hit away. And some of the kind of top defenses in the game, you won't half hit. So this is a little bit temperamental, I think, but still fun. He's got a self-buffing A3 with an extra turn before he then goes and does the A2. But he's also got this really fun passive. So whenever someone on your team dies, you want to make sure that he's not going to be the target. He will instantly activate the nuke. So I've done a video with this guy recently. It's a lot of fun. He smacks way harder than Trunda as long as he gets his double hit away. But Heffrak is in the mix. And the last one, as I said, I've done a video recently, and this guy tops the chart. The last one is Leorius. So pretty much seen as the best arena offensive champion in the game. We've got a single target drop defense A1. We've got the first of the AoEs on the A2 double hitter, and he's immune to all of the nasty debuffs as long as this skill is not on cooldown. So you can actually leave this as your second ability, and it's like that. What are you going to do? Try and freeze me, stun me? It won't work as long as I don't use the A2. It's really, really good against the current meta of control. You got the A3, which is another AoE. Chance to put out fears, chance to put out weakens before he hits, which is damn good as well if you put a little bit of accuracy on him, and it smacks. So both the A2 and A3 both smack, and then he's got this really cool passive. So the more damage that he takes, the more damage he will do. Once he's down to low health, he will actually smack harder than a Trunda. And to get there, he's got an unkillable buff. So before he's about to die, he'll become unkillable. And guess what? You can't control him. So it's not like you can be like, well, I'll just freeze that away. He is going to get a hit. He is going to demolish someone on your team. So, or a whole group of people on your team. Leorius in the current meta is about as good as it gets. So yeah, we're back into one of these Kraken pull-in weekends. Good luck if you're going to, but this times 10 I think is pretty generous considering most of us are going to be pulling shards. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.